सर मैं हाँ ठीक है सर चाय पी जाइए अभी क्या जा रहा है क्या मैं निकल रहा हूँ अच्छा अच्छा हम भी जा रहे हैं अभी सर मैं बोल रहा हूँ अच्छा अच्छा
सर जी सर हाँ ओके सर हाँ
हेलो
गुड आफ्टरनून सर।
हेलो जी हाँ अब गुड आफ्टरनून जी हाँ अब उसके बाद बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है कहा था एक सेकंड Okay, now you are getting voice, all of you.
Yes sir, yes sir.
yes sir continue sir
There was some technical.
good afternoon sir
Some technical problem was there. Good afternoon to everyone. Actually, there was some problem in the internet or maybe other thing. Technical problem was there, and that's why I was not able to join till now. So today the topic is slightly different from the things related to economics, and it is related to our online teaching and the new era which is taking place, that is the online teaching and the distance learning. So we will start the things with the introduction of that in corona pandemic, what we have seen, that the most important thing which was affected by this pandemic was the education. But in this period, we also have an experience that new things are evolving. Many teachers who were not even, you can say that, know that what is the distance learning, online teaching, what are the software related to online teaching. All these things came into the existence, and now we are very much aware about online teaching and the distance education. No doubt that distance education was existing earlier, but most of the universities in India, they were not having the idea about the online teaching, or they were not thinking about it even. So after 2019 COVID, this phenomena takes place, and after that, what we are experiencing, that this online teaching is the part of education now. Nobody can deny that without online teaching, we can do anything now. And in this period, many foreign universities even, they have started their online courses. In India, if you talk about it, the IGNU is the university which was providing the distance education, and they were giving the study materials as well. And these study materials are designed in such a way that anyone who is sitting at the other part of the country, he or she can understand that what are the contents of the subject, how we should deal with this particular subject. All these things we can answer with the help of good study material. And today we are discussing about the self-learning material, SLM. SLM word we are using for self-learning material, because in future to come, this self-learning will be very much important. With the help of self-learning, what you can do, you can understand the things, and after that you can give the examination, you can give the online test, and after that many universities are providing the degrees and diplomas for that particular thing. So what I would like to say here, that today we will discuss about the SLM preparation, although we are very late because of technical flaw. I think something was wrong, and that is why I was not able to connect. And now when we are starting the things, so We will start with a presentation. I'm sharing my presentation to you. Now, everyone can see my presentation. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is related to effective teaching skills and SLM preparation. Now, as I say, that new phase of education, how much we are prepared? That was the question when this COVID-19 has started. In the year 2020, we have seen even in 2020, 2021 also, that most of the universities, they were closed, schools were closed, everything was closed. And especially when we talk about the education, this was closed for a long period of time. Still, many of the schools, many of the universities are not open. They are in the online mode. Many private colleges, engineering colleges, medical, all these things were prepared in a online mode. Now, the lockdown due to COVID-19 has largely affected the lives of students as they no more get to interact on a one-to-one basis with their teachers. And lockdown has accelerated adoption of digital technology. It is called digital technology. Use of digital technology is very much important. And this digital technology is going to play a vital role in our life now for future. Now, what is online education? Online education is conducted in two ways. The first is through the use of recorded classes, which when opened out of public and referred to as massive open online course. MOOCs का नाम आप लोगों ने सुना होगा. MOOCs के through we can have the recorded classes. Already they are uploaded to the particular website. You can go on that website. You can see the content. You can listen the content. The teacher is there and they are talking about something, a particular topic. And the second one is via live online classes conducted as webinar, Zoom sessions. Universities require high-speed internet and education on delivery platforms or learning management system. Besides stable IT infrastructure and faculty members who are comfortable teaching online. This is the another way of teaching as we are interacting at present, that I am talking from here, everyone is here, we are in the virtual classroom, and in this virtual classroom, we are understanding each other, we are seeing each other, and we are connected through internet, and we are sitting at our home, maybe at our office, and in different cities, different place of the world, and we can connect, we can contact each other, we can talk to each other. This is a different form of online education. SWAM and MOOCs, these are the platforms, those are provided by the government of India, and even many universities of the world, they are now providing the online platform. There the recorded lectures are there. You can see the lectures, you can see the study material on the basis of which you can prepare, you can enhance your knowledge, you can enhance your intellect, and after that they will give the certain time period in which you can give the examination. Now the basic difference between these two things are that in the recorded classrooms you are having a flexibility to listen these classes anytime. It is not essential that you are sitting at 10:30 to 12. Like at present, we were in a virtual classroom, and we are not in the position because we are not having that control on the internet, and that is why we were getting late because we were not connected. We were not having that type of solution that how we can solve this particular problem. We have to start at 12:15 and we have joined at 12:50. So what is the meaning of that? That sometimes these virtual classrooms are having problems. Advantage is that for the recorded classroom that you can go through anytime. If you are not having internet, if you are not having time, you can join these things on the other time. But when you talk about the other form of this online teaching, this is a kind of teaching where the teacher is sitting, students are sitting, and we are interacting with each other. So this, but what we can say that online teaching is must. What form of education we would like to adopt? Maybe you will find after some time we will have the offline classes, not virtual mode of classes or the online classes through Zoom or other things, but we will have these recorded classes in place. We will have some study materials. We will have some handouts. Then an online learning environment requires clear, concise instruction. What is the meaning of that? That in every type of teaching, whether it is an offline, face-to-face teaching, whether it is recorded class, whether it is a virtual class like Zoom or Google Classroom and other things, what we have to have, the key skill is the communication skill. And when we talk about the skill of teacher, the first and foremost skill which is required to be an effective teacher is the skill of communication. And what is the meaning of communication? I think many of us, they understand what is the meaning of communication. Any one of you can give me the idea what is the meaning of communication? Any one of the participant, please try it. What is the meaning of communication? बोलिए, कोई ट्राई करिए. व्हाट इज कम्युनिकेशन का मतलब क्या होता है?
Sir, in technical terms, communication may be different, but in general terms, we can say that the sender sends a message, then receiver receives it and decodes it, what the sender wants to say, and that gives his feedback back to the sender.
Yes,
I think that is a complete of communication cycle.
This is a model of communication. If you go through the books of the communication, you will find that there is a sender, one and receiver, and the feedback process is there. But the essential part of this particular system, that sender should have the capability to send the message in such a way that it is very much clear to the receiver. Because when receiver will be very much clear about it, then the feedback will be effective. फीडबैक का अगर हम बात करें तो फीडबैक किस आधार पर आता है? फीडबैक उसी आधार पर आता है जितना हम सुन पाते हैं. कई बार हमारे घरों में होता है कि किसी ने हमको आवाज दी और वो आवाज में उसने बोला कुछ, सुना हमने कुछ, और उसका फीडबैक हमने कुछ और दे दिया. So what we can say, the communication skill is the skill in which we should understand, we should learn how the things should be communicated effectively. My message should be clear to the receiver. If the message is clear to the receiver, obviously we will get the feedback in a proper manner, and this feedback will be very much effective. Similarly, when we talk about the classrooms, face-to-face teaching or the offline teaching or the online teaching, what we are doing to every day? Every day we are having some knowledge through the books, maybe from the other sources. And after that, we are going to the classroom and we are talking to the students. They are giving the feedback. And it is not essential. This communication is not only verbal. It may be non-verbal also. Maybe the things are... Sometimes you ask about the past system. हम लोग चिट्ठियां भेजते थे, चिट्ठी जाती थी. चिट्ठी की इफेक्टिवनेस पर ये बहुत कुछ डिपेंड करता था कि दूसरा हमको कैसे रिस्पॉन्ड करता है. आज हम फोन होता है, हमारे पास ईमेल्स है, सारी चीजें हैं, वो सारा सिस्टम खत्म हो गया. But at that time also, we were writing something. We were trying to write in such a manner that the other person, who is the receiver, on the other hand, they were understanding the things, and after that they were replying for that particular thing. This reply was the feedback. So an online learning environment requires clear, concise instruction. Educators experience in face-to-face classroom instructions methods may need to develop stronger written communication skills. Skills for using graphics, videos, and digital audio files for communication with the students are essential. When we talk about the offline classroom, maybe my verbal skill is very much important. Maybe my body language is very much important. But when we talk about the online classes, the virtual classrooms, we will find out that no doubt that language is very much important. Clarity of language is very much important. How many words we are using, this is very much important. As like you are seeing my PowerPoint presentation, if it is not clear to you, obviously your feedback will not be effective. Obviously, your understanding will not be effective. So everything is very much important when we talk about the online classrooms. Like full knowledge of accessibility requirements for technology in the classroom, and online instruction, ability to evaluate internet resources. So what is important now when we talk about the online classes? Accessibility requirements, how we can access others, like we are having the internet connection. After that, we have to have a smartphone, or maybe we are having the laptop and the earphone and all the gadgets, those are required to communicate effectively. It is not only the words, it is not only the, you can say, the content of the subject. It is also very much important to understand that what kind of gadgets, what type of raw material, what type of resources we need to communicate effectively. And for that, technological literacy is very much important. Understanding aspects of copyright, privileges, and violations, which is very much important. Sometimes whenever you using the things in the classroom, it is very much essential to understand that what kind of material you can use from the internet. It is not like that any picture you are using. It is not like that you are using any kind of content from the internet, because you should understand that copyright privileges are there, and if you are violating these privileges, maybe you will have some punishment for it. So in this online skill, we have to have the idea about all these things also. Modeling and monitoring proper etiquette and generally accepted online use policies. Even when we talk about the online classrooms, some etiquettes are there, how to sit, how to behave, what type of clothing you are using, what is your body language. Everything is very much important when we talk about the online classroom. Designing and implementing appropriate lesson plan for online students. It is also very much important. Like in the offline classrooms also, a proper lesson plan is very much essential. But we talk about the online classroom, this is more important. And designing and implementing appropriate lesson plan. Lesson plan in the sense that you should understand that what kind of teaching you are using, what mode of communication you are using, what kind of material you are using. If even in the science, you find out in these days that they are having the virtual labs, practicals, those we were doing in the labs, now they can do online. There are the complete software where they are putting the you can say that अगर आप कोई केमिस्ट्री का प्रैक्टिकल कर रहे हैं तो उसमें कितना कौन सा आपको सॉल्ट डालना है, किस तरीके से कौन सा केमिकल यूज करना है, उसकी क्वांटिटी वो लिखेंगे, वो बाकायदा उसमें गिरेगा, उसके बाद वो देख सकते हैं कि कैसे कलर चेंज कर रहा है, इसका क्या इफेक्ट हो रहा है. Everything we can do virtually today. So, but we should understand that effective lesson plan for online student is very much important. And similarly, assessment and evaluation skills. Online teachers must be able to evaluate student performance accurately, and innovation and learning for new methods of evaluation. It is very much important. Sometimes you will find out like you are doing the refresher course. Maybe they are conducting the examination in that. In this examination, you will feel there are some noise, I think. Somebody is, hello, please switch off your mics. Yes, please. So in these conditions, like you are attending this refresher course, maybe you will have some evaluation pattern, some presentations will be there, some quizzes will be there, some examination will be there, and the evaluator must design the things in such a way that evaluation is correct and evaluation is not biased. If such type of practices will take place, automatically the people will feel more interested for these online methods of teaching, and they will be very much happy that yes, if I am having that much of knowledge, I am getting the grades like that. If they will feel that everyone is getting the same grade, everyone is having kind of help from the other sources and they are giving the answers and other things, then what will happen? The people will give the, you can say, the impression will be there, and people will think, oh, this online education system is not effective, and it is a kind of system where you cannot evaluate the things effectively. These all evaluation skills are very much important in the online education. Now, innovation and creativity skill. it is, you can say, a very important part when we talk about the online teaching. Teachers must be creative in applying the methods of interaction. Now, methods of interaction. Everywhere, when we talk about teaching, the methods of interaction are very much important. Sometimes we tell a story, sometimes we see a video, sometimes we talk to each other, sometimes we will have presentations, sometimes we will have different kind of examination. All these things are the methods of interaction. Now, what method of interaction you are using for a particular mob or particular audience, that is very much important. You have to decide. You must be very much creative and innovative about these key skills. And these skills are very much important because this creativity creates an interest in the classroom. Otherwise, people will not take interest in the classroom because you are not creative. You are giving same type of, if you are talking on a particular, you can say, platform like Zoom, you are talking, or your Google Classroom, and any platform, and you are very much you can say in the same pitch you are talking. Similarly, you can identify, or you can take the example of a singer. जब गाना गाता है सिंगर, तो सिंगर एक ही पिच पर नहीं गाता है, वो ऊपर भी जाता है, नीचे भी जाता है, कभी लोअर पिच पर गा रहा है, कभी हायर पिच पर गा रहा है. It makes the effectiveness of the song. And similarly, the teachers are also like an actor. We have to have that key skill in ourselves. Now, time management skill is very much important in online class. In offline class, maybe you are having the liberty, you can take the liberty about it, but time management is even more critical in an online learning environment that in a traditional classroom. Scheduling conference time during evening and weekends may be essential. It is a flexible thing, no doubt, it is a flexible, but on the basis of the audience, what you can do? You can create a classroom anytime, anywhere, but it is also very much important to understand that at what time we should create or we should arrange the classes. Secondly, if we are arranging the class for 45 minutes, an effective teacher, a professional teacher, will design the content in such a way that they are completing it within 45 minutes. They are not taking more time, because if you take more time, it means you are not professional about your particular subject. Now, teaching environment will change, and certainly these will be mixed teaching methods. So be ready. Now, learning at a distance is not a new concept for most of us. It is known by several names such as home study, postal tuition, corresponding courses, independent study, off-campus study, external study, non-formal education, etc., etc. There are many names to the distance learning. And in distance learning, self-learning is very much important. Because in distance learning, this online learning in the virtual classroom, we are interacting with each other. But when we talk about MOOCs and other things, when we talk about the distance education, like we are doing the courses from IGNOU and the other universities, they are providing the teaching material to you, whether it is an online teaching material or the offline teaching material, but they are providing the teaching material to you. Now, SLM, self-learning material. Now, self-learning material. If I am teaching economics and I am saying that today I will talk about the concept of the demand. Now, concept of demand, you should give a kind of handout where a person is having the introduction about the particular thing. It is not essential that you are immediately writing demand. What is the meaning of demand? Demand refers to the quantity demanded of a particular commodity at a particular time at a particular price, with these essentials like willingness to pay and desire, willingness and the ability to pay. No. It is directly you are coming to the topic, or you are giving some idea to a particular person or a layman that what is the meaning of demand? What is the everyday use of demand? Where we are using this word demand, that you have to give an idea about it. So SLM can perform the functions by a live teacher, and thereby how a distance learner may have all the learning experiences which a student may have in a classroom situation. SLMs include all the material prepared to stimulate independent study or learning. So what you can say that self-learning material is self-contained, self-directed, self-motivating, self-evaluating. Why we are giving very much emphasis on the SLM? Because it is a self-learning material. Now, how you will do the learning? Learning, if it is a self-explanatory. If you are seeing a picture, suppose आप जो है एक एरो देखते हैं, रोड साइड में जाते हैं, एरो देखते हैं, वो एरो बताता है अगर उस पर जो है आगे रेलवे लाइन होगी तो ये साइन है, यानी कि वो जो स्टडी मटेरियल है, वो जो मटेरियल है वो सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी है, सेल्फ कंटेन्ड, सेल्फ डायरेक्टेड, सेल्फ मोटिवेटिंग एंड सेल्फ इवैल्यूएटिंग. Now whenever you are giving the introduction to a particular learning material, if you are going through a book, if it is self-explanatory and it contains all the essential items in that particular handout, then automatically it will be self-directed. First, like you are giving the introduction, and after that you are giving the concept. After concept, you are giving the examples. It means it is a self-directed kind of handout and self-motivating. When they are reading, the student is reading that particular handout, then he will be motivated. He should be motivated. He must have that kind of understanding. Yes, if I will study that concept of demand from this particular handout, I will be very much confident about this particular concept. And self-evaluating. After that, you will give some question and answers, so that the person can evaluate herself or himself. Now, how to prepare the self-learning material? SLM is a systematic process comprising analysis of learning, needs and goals, and the development of a delivery system. Now, SLM is a systematic process. It is not easy to prepare a handout properly. SLM is a systematic process because you are not in the front of the reader to explain him that how to read it. He himself will read it, and it comprising analysis of learning needs. Now, it is very much important that you should understand what is the learning need of the reader. If you are providing this SLM for the students of PG, if you are providing this SLM for the student of the UG, there will be entirely different kind of approach, because they will have the idea about the concept in a different manner. The others are having the idea about the concept in a different manner. Now, needs and goals, objectives are there, and the development of delivery system. Now, development of delivery system in the sense how you are writing that particular thing. Whether you are preparing some pictures, whether you are giving some examples, whether you are giving some definitions, whether you are giving some references. So all these things are the part of the effective self-learning material. Now, self-learning material perform the functions of an effective classroom teacher by providing learning experiences similar to the classroom-based teaching learning process. The invisible teacher built in the learning materials. That is a very important kind of, you can say that words you see in the yellow line, the invisible teacher. Like in market, we say the demand and supply are the two invisible hands. Similarly, when we talk about the self-learning material, the invisible teacher built in the learning materials. In learning materials, it shows the capability of a teacher, that how this particular teacher is writing a particular topic, and the reader is very much able to understand these things, and he will imagine the things in his mind or her mind. Yes, this is the concept. When he understands the concept, automatically an invisible teacher is in front of that particular reader, and this learning material is providing the help to understand the concept. Now, it is self-explanatory. As I said, the self-learning material are written in a way that does not require any intermediary teacher to explain the content. This means content is written in simple language. It is very much important. If you are using a very kind of words, those are not known to the people, or what I am saying, that there is a requirement of the learning material, that if you use a simple language and the small chunks to help distance learners assimilate the content by reading and working through the instructions. Means, if I want an appropriate instruction here, then this instruction should be given at the learning material. Yes, this is the instruction, how you should read it, how you should understand it, what kind of help you can take from the other references. That all things should be given through instructions in a self-learning material. Now, designed and developed as per the needs of the learner. You may be a professor, you may be a very knowledgeable person, maybe you are having a lot of knowledge, but what are you doing? You are preparing a customized product. If you talk in terms of the business, every businessman is providing you a kind of mobile phone which is customized as per the requirement of the customers. If you are giving a laptop to a researcher, their customization will be different. Whenever you are giving a laptop to a kind of person who is starting to, or who is a very, you can say that beginner in a particular learning, then your approach will be different. So learner-centered approach we have to have. We have to design and develop the things as per the needs of the learners. Now, learners does not hunt for additional resources. It is very much important. Self-explanatory. कहने का मतलब यह है कि आप ये मत सोचिए कि वो हमने एक कॉन्सेप्ट बताया है फिर उसके बाद वो 4 किताबें और पढ़ेगा. No, he will not learn other books. He will not, you can say that, going to search for the additional resources or the other resources. He or she should understand with the help of that content only, and that is why we say that it should be self-explanatory. Self-contained. Content is presented in a style so that the learner can learn from the material without much external support. Self-contained. कहने का मतलब यह है कि अगर आप किसी को खाना खिलाने जा रहे हो, तो खाना खिलाने में आप अगर उसके पास एक रोटी रख दोगे तो उसका पेट नहीं भरेगा. सिमिलरली कहा जाता है कि जो इसमें कंटेंट्स होंगे, या आपने जो है दाल दे दी लेकिन उसमें नमक नहीं डाला, so what you can say that whenever you are giving something, some handouts, some learning material to a particular person, he or she should understand the material without much external support. They don't want any external support. They want to understand the things from your writings only. So that is why what I say that you should be very much clear that any kind of handout, any kind of resource which you are using for the purpose of SLM, it should not be like that they need the other supports to understand the content of a particular topic. Now, self-directed. Aim at providing necessary guidance, hints and suggestions to the learners at each stage. As I have said earlier also, that yes, where what type of help is required, what type of hints are required, what type of suggestions are required, that should be given in the learning material. Now, self-motivating. Highly encouraging for the learners, the material should arouse curiosity, raise problems, relate knowledge to the familiar situations. If you are giving an example, like I was using the example of कि भाई आप रोटी किसको देते हैं तो किस तरीके से देंगे, खाना किसी को देते हैं तो कैसे देंगे, उसमें नमक डाला या नहीं डाला. So the everyday example you should use in the classroom or in the study materials, self-learning materials, so that the people are very much essential, very much able to understand that what a writer want to say. Now, self-evaluating. Self-evaluation is the form of the self-check, questions, exercise, activities, etc. Already I have explained it. And self-learning. A unit besides information provides the learners study guide, directions, hints, references, etc. to facilitate their independent learning, to make the content comprehensible. So, what you can say, this is access to SLM, like academic program, like MBA is the program, of MA Economics is the program, course, you can take any paper for that, like you are having microeconomics. Now, what block you are using for that microeconomics, unit. This is the kind of structure in a SLM, that how you should go to prepare the SLM. Now, I am taking the example of the IGNOU SLM, that program. First is program, course, block, unit, section, subsection. Now, how you will prepare it? Like unit 1, title of the unit, structure of the unit, and then you will write the objectives. What are the objectives in this particular topic? Suppose we are talking about demand. So you should give the objectives with the help of this particular unit, with the help of this particular content. What objective I am having, what kind of understanding you will have. Because when the reader will read the objectives of this particular topic or particular SLM, then they will understand that what kind of learning I will have after reading these things. Now, 1.1, introduction. Introduction, you have to introduce the topic. It is not directly that what is the meaning of demand and you are giving the demand refers to so and so, so and so, so. No. You have to be very much clear that why we are using this particular term demand, why we would like to read this particular term demand, what is the importance of term demand, that you have to introduce. And after that, you go for the definition of demand, like 1.2, 1.2.1. The structure makes the study material accessible. Now, after that, when you are writing the concept, check your progress, activities. You can give the activities also. You can check the. You can give the questions also. It is not essential that you are giving only the question answers in one form. It may be open type of question. It may be a multiple choice question. It may be true and false. Maybe you are giving 1 or 2 questions, short answer type questions. So you can give some activity also, which they can perform. Like if we are talking about the research methodology, maybe we are giving the activity, prepare a questionnaire and go to 10 shops for collecting the data and identify the problems which you have faced during this collection of data. So I am giving a topic that problems encountered during collection of data. But when you will giving the activity, many of the readers, they will prepare the questionnaire and they will go to the respondents, and after that they will have the practical experience of it. So you can give the activities, you can give the questions, etc., etc. Now let's sum up summary. At the end, you should give the summary, important words you should give, and suggested readings and references are very much important. So what you can say, the SLM must be smart. Smart means specific, measurable, accurate, realistic, and testable. It is very much important, and that I have taken the IGNOU SLM unit, that what kind of objective they are having whenever they are preparing SLM. Even IGNOU is collecting, having the program, a kind of program where they have full course on SLM preparation. That is a kind of course where you will have lot kind of activities. They are doing workshops as well. You will have some programs on the online platforms as well for SLM preparation. Now, some online teaching tips we may not keep in mind, that you have to understand, that communicate information using multiple channels. Like if you are doing this particular fresher course, there may be information through phone calls, there may be information through SMS, there may be information through WhatsApp group, there may be information through email. So the multiple channels are very much essential in online teaching, because sometimes you will not have the access to a particular channel, then you will switch to the other channel. Do a welcome call, email, use reflection questions, keep a running list of resources to include in feedback, know what each student needs, and don't panic. This is a very important thing, don't panic. In online classroom teaching, you can say that patience is very much important, even for teacher, maybe for students as well. Now, like in Google Classroom, in this Google Meet, I am presenting to you, but at present I am not able to see anyone. Even I am not able to see myself. So it is creating a kind of dilemma in my mind that मैं कैसे बोल रहा हूँ, मैं कैसे दिख रहा हूँ, मेरा लोग कैसा रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे हैं, लोगों को क्या लग रहा है, that I cannot see. But for that I have to have the patience and I have to have the confidence on myself. The bridge questions should be designed to facilitate the students' application of the technical content to a practical situation. I think somebody will respond. Timing कहाँ तक थी, कितने बजे तक की टाइमिंग है? Hello, when the class will be over, what is the time? Anybody can respond, any participant?
Sir, 1:45.
1:45, okay, no problem. Then we are having 15 minutes more, no problem. So, this was a small presentation from my side. Now, I want to discuss the things with you. That stop presenting. Okay. Now you can see me and everyone can open their videos as well. Now we would like to discuss something to the audience, like Vishnu is here. Are you listening to me, Mr. Vishnu? Mr. Vishnu, Dr. S.K. Chaudhary, Dr. Rashmi, अनम्यूट करके बोलिए आप लोग अनम्यूट करके बोलिए, थोड़ी सी बात करेंगे हम लोग. डॉक्टर विजय, प्रकाश, डॉक्टर किशोर, nobody is responding. Please unmute your mics, unmute your videos. आवाज आ रही है आप लोगों को?
यस सर.
तो आप लोग बोलिए. साहू जी बोले, देखिए इतनी देर बाद साहू जी ने जो है वो रिस्पॉन्ड किया, बाकी लोग रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहे हैं. डॉक्टर रुचि द्विवेदी का वीडियो दिखाई दे रहा है अभी मेरे को, है ना. बलराम जी का दिखाई दे रहा है, लाभ सिंह जी दिखाई दे रहे हैं. यस, वेरी गुड. नाउ वी कैन सी ईच अदर. दैट इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट. Actually, when I was presenting myself, I was not able to see anyone, and when I was not able to see anyone, there was a lot of things in my mind, whether people are here or not. I am telling something, they are listening to me or not. That is very much important. So, yes, please. Who is speaking? Yes, Dr. S.K. Chakravarti. Chaudhary, sorry, S.K. Chaudhary ji.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. So, what is your opinion that in online teaching, the role of teacher is easy or it is tough in comparison to the offline teaching? बताइए, कोई भी लैंग्वेज हो सकती है. इट्स नॉट एसेंशियल दैट इंग्लिश और हिंदी, एनीथिंग वी कैन टॉक. क्या लगता है आपको, आपका ओपिनियन क्या है?
सर, ऑनलाइन टीचिंग एक अल्टरनेटिव विकल्प कह सकते हैं, लेकिन जो फेस टू फेस जो टीचिंग होती है, क्लासरूम जो टीचिंग होती है, वो क्या बहुत साइड कम्युनिकेशन होता है. तो बात क्लियर नहीं हो रहा है सर. हेलो,
हाँ बोलिए. हाँ
जी सर, तो ऑनलाइन टीचिंग एक क्या अल्टरनेटिव एक विकल्प है जो हम फेस टू फेस मतलब कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि जो हमारे पास में कोई विकल्प नहीं है. लेकिन इतना अट्रैक्टिव नहीं कह सकते हैं सर. हाँ, पर इसका एक एडवांटेज भी है सर हमारे पास में, क्योंकि बहुत सारे जो रिसोर्स अवेलेबल नहीं होते हैं, हम उस समय इसको ऑनलाइन चीज को मतलब उसको कर सकते हैं. लेकिन जो फेस टू फेस क्लास टीचिंग होती है, क्योंकि जो इफेक्टिव होता है फेस टू फेस, वो ऑनलाइन में इतना नहीं हो सकता सर. क्योंकि उसमें हर्डल बहुत सारी चीजें होती है ऑनलाइन चीज में, तो वो टेक्निकल जो हर्डल होती है, कम्युनिकेशन हर्डल होती है, टेक्नोलॉजी, वो इतनी फेस इसमें ऑनलाइन में ज्यादा होती है.
अच्छा, हम इकोनॉमिक्स के एस्पेक्ट की बात करते हैं. इफ यू टर्न इन टर्म्स ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स, लाभ सिंह जी बताइए इसके बारे में.
जी सर.
दिस ऑनलाइन टीचिंग इज इफेक्टिव और द ऑफलाइन टीचिंग इफेक्टिव? इकोनॉमी ऑफ टीचिंग यू कैन से.
आवाज क्लियर नहीं आ रहा है सर.
आवाज आ रही है, साफ आ रही है
सर? आपकी आवाज हमारे
यस सर.
आप आ रही है.
यस सर.
यस. मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि इकोनॉमिक्स के टर्म्स में हम लोग बात करते हैं, व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द थिंग्स, कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव होना चाहिए चीजों को, है ना. कॉस्ट इफेक्टिवनेस के बारे में बात करें, रिसोर्सेज के बारे में बात करें, टीचर्स की अवेलेबिलिटी के बारे में बात करें, ब्रेन जो हमारी नॉलेज का शेयरिंग है उसके बारे में बात करें, तो अब इकोनॉमिक्स के टर्म्स में अगर हम बात करें तो ऑनलाइन टीचिंग का महत्व आपको क्या लगता है? लाभ सिंह जी बताएं।
जी सर, मेरा ये कहना है, वैसे एज पर द टाइम, जैसे कोविड-19 में ऑनलाइन टीचिंग जो है वो काफी इफेक्टिव रही है, परंतु इसमें कुछ एक प्रॉब्लम ऐसी रही, खास करके कनेक्टिविटी प्रॉब्लम है, ये मेजर हर्डल रहा हमारे पास। जैसे आप कोई लेक्चर डिलीवर कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जो लाइक रेसिपेंट्स है, स्टूडेंट्स है, उनको वो सुनाई नहीं दे रहा, दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है, ये एक इशू है। उससे क्या होता है कि जो आप कम्युनिकेशन लाइक भेज रहे हैं वो रिसीव नहीं कर पाते हैं। अब खास करके टेक्निकल सब्जेक्ट इकोनॉमिक्स है तो कोई बीच में हमारा मिस हो जाता है तो क्लैरिटी नहीं बनती है, ये एक लाइक मेजर हर्डल हमें लगा। अदरवाइज मोर ओवर कनेक्टिविटी अच्छी है, सबके पास अगर एक्सेसिबिलिटी है तो आई थिंक इट इज लाइक द नीड ऑफ द आवर, और काफी सक्सेसफुल है। वी कैन सेव टाइम आल्सो, इट इज रियली वेरी इफेक्टिव। बट एट द सेम टाइम जो ट्रेडिशनल टीचिंग है उसका वैल्यू अपने स्थान पर है सर, क्योंकि वो आप आमने सामने बात कर सकते हैं, उसका तो कोई सब्स्टिट्यूट नहीं है सर। दैट्स माय ऑब्जर्वेशन सर। Yes sir.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. But when we talk about actually now onwards, what is my feeling that there will be a blend of teaching, like offline teaching and the online teaching. We will not be able to remove it now. सारा कोरोना चला जाएगा, सब खत्म हो जाएगा, उसके बाद भी it will not be possible that we remove the online methods. And as you were saying, this SLM preparation lecture was not related to only the classrooms, those we are conducting through Zoom or Google Meet or these things. This is also related to the distance education, like IGNOU is conducting. Many foreign universities, they are conducting the examination, they are conducting the courses online, but not through various platforms. They are recording a kind of video, they are uploading it, and whenever you are having the time, you can see these videos. Even IITs in India, they are conducting the things in such a way that they are very much interested in conducting a particular course. It is also very much important, like Mr. Labs is there, and he would like to conduct a course on economics, a capsule course. Now what he can do, he can upload his classes, you can upload his lectures, and the people are listening these lectures, they are having an examination. This will be decided by the lapsing only. It will not be decided by the university people, it will be decided by the college people. So what I think that it is giving the chance to the teachers, effective teachers, to create their own study material, to create their own classrooms, and maybe they are connected to not to their university or college, they are connected to entire world. That is the advantage. This is a big advantage. Many people, they are having the YouTube channels, and with the help of YouTube channels, they are teaching the things. They are very much popular. So what is my idea about it? No doubt the offline teaching is always, as he was saying, that there is no substitute to offline teaching, because whenever we are sitting face to face, we are having the advantage of seeing each other. Everyone is having a different kind of, you can say that, responses. These responses are very much important. As you are having 15 minutes break, जो वहां का ब्रेक होता है, जो ऑफलाइन रिफ्रेशर कोर्सेज का जो ब्रेक होता है, मैंने बीएचयू में रिफ्रेशर कोर्स किया, वहां जब मैं ब्रेक देखता था तो हम लोग बड़ा मजा करते थे, हम लोग बात करते थे, एक दूसरे से शेयरिंग होती थी। प्रेजेंटेशंस आप लोग बना रहे हैं, वो उतना ज्यादा ग्रुप इंटरेक्टिव नहीं हो पा रहा होगा मुझे लगता है। जब उस समय था तो हम लोग ग्रुप में रात को भी बैठ जाते थे, दिन को भी बैठ जाते थे। तो दीज आर द नो डाउट द एडवांटेजेस। एंड कॉस्ट इफेक्टिवनेस की बात करें तो रियली व्हाट आई एम सेइंग ऑल दीज थिंग्स, Mr. Vijay, you would like to say something?
हेलो सर।
Yes, please. What is your take on it?
2 साल में हमने एक जो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व की है ना, वो स्टूडेंट प्रेजेंट काफी कम हो जाती है ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन में। आधे से ज्यादा यानी 20-25% ही बच्चे आज प्रेजेंट होते थे, और जो ऑफलाइन में कम्युनिकेशन हो पाता था ना, ऐसा कम्युनिकेशन ऑनलाइन में नहीं हो पाता है।
बिल्कुल सही है। बहुत सारे टीचर्स जो हैं वो कोशिश यही है, उनको अच्छा यही लगता है कि हम लोग ऑफलाइन मोड में हो। हम लोग को भी प्रॉब्लम है। अगर अभी आप लोगों से क्लास की बात हो रही होती तो आप जो है वो बिलासपुर में होते और हम यहाँ से आपको पढ़ाने जा रहे होते। हम वहां पर हम बिलासपुर भी देखते, यूनिवर्सिटी भी देखते, आप लोग को भी देखते, और हमें लगता है इंटरेक्शन हमारा ज्यादा अच्छा हो सकता था। लेकिन फिर भी जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज, इकोनॉमिक्स के स्टूडेंट हैं, हम इसलिए कह रहे हैं कि अब गवर्नमेंट ने ये रियलाइज कर लिया इन दिनों में कि किस तरीके से हम कॉस्ट को बचा सकते हैं एजुकेशन पर, और सबसे ज्यादा एजुकेशन पर ही मार लगाते हैं लोग। आगे धीरे धीरे हमको ये समझना पड़ेगा और हमको वेल इक्विप्ड होना पड़ेगा।
कॉस्ट तो इफेक्टिव अपनी ऑनलाइन होती है, रिसोर्स पर्सन भी अवेलेबल हो जाते हैं अपने स्टडी।
अमेरिका का भी आदमी बैठा देते हैं हम लोग
इसमें है। लेकिन जो एक्सेस जो हम बच्चों को देना चाह रहे हैं, जो कम्युनिकेट करना चाह रहे हैं, जो लिटरेसी उन्हें करना चाह रहे हैं, वो एक्सेस नहीं कर पा रहे।
देखिए
जो रूरल क्षेत्र के बच्चे होते हैं उनके पास में इतनी एक्सेसिबिलिटी नहीं होती है, इंटरनेट हमारे पास में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ऐसा नहीं है, तो ये बहुत सारी मतलब हर्डल आती है जो बच्चों को हम जो देना चाह रहे हैं वो नहीं ले सकते सर।
बिल्कुल,
जबकि रूरल क्षेत्र में जाए तो वहाँ तो आज कम्युनिकेशन की बात ही नहीं ऊपर रही।
मैं आपकी बात
वहाँ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अवेलेबल ही नहीं है सर, तो उनको बच्चों उनको कनेक्ट करना एक चैलेंजेस होता, सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज।
आपकी बात से मैं सहमत हूँ, लेकिन मेरे कहने का मतलब है कि हम सब लोगों को प्रिपेयर रहना पड़ेगा आगे के लिए, क्योंकि जो गवर्नमेंट का तरीका चल रहा है, जो आगे होने वाला है, उसमें वो रिसोर्सेस को यूज करने का तरीका ऐसा करना चाहते हैं ताकि शिक्षा पर खर्च बहुत कम करना पड़े। आप देखिए आगे की जो पॉलिसीज देख रहे हैं कि यूनिवर्सिटीज को भी सेल्फ सफिशिएंट होना है, ग्रांट्स बहुत कम हो रही है, सारे कॉलेजेस और यूनिवर्सिटीज में नए आपके अभी मैं देख रहा था, अभी नए बजट को देखिए आप, बजट 22 में डिजिटल यूनिवर्सिटी। नाउ डिजिटल यूनिवर्सिटी,
वॉइस क्लियर नहीं आ रही सर की, डिस्कनेक्ट।
आवाज आ रही है?
यस सर आ रही है सर,
आ रही है सर। कभी कहीं प्रॉब्लम होती है इंटरनेट में, तो
आ रही।
हाँ, मेरे कहने का मतलब यह है कि अब हमको अपने को तैयार तो करना पड़ेगा। ये आप समझ लीजिए, अगर हम ये सोचे कि हम तैयार नहीं करेंगे और हम ये कहें कि साहब हम ऑफलाइन में चलते रहेंगे, हाँ एज ए टीचर आई वुड, मैं भी इसी मत का हूं कि मुझे सामने लोगों से बातचीत करने को मिले, क्लासरूम टीचिंग बहुत अच्छी लगती है। बट अभी जो ट्रेंड चल रहा है, गवर्नमेंट ने जो रियलाइज किया है, वो अपनी कॉस्ट कटिंग करने के लिए इन सारे मोड्स पर बहुत ज्यादा ध्यान देने वाले हैं। इन सारे मोड्स के थ्रू टीचिंग करनी पड़ेगी, और सबसे पहले लाइवलीहुड की बात आती है। अगर हम अपना नौकरी कर रहे हैं, हम अगर कहीं टीचिंग कर रहे हैं, अगर हम कहीं पर ही पढ़ा रहे हैं, तो सबसे पहले मुझे समझना पड़ेगा कि मेरा जो एग्जिस्टेंस है बना रहे। जब मेरा एग्जिस्टेंस बना रहेगा, उसके बाद ही मैं जो हूं ये सारी चीजें कर सकता हूं और इफेक्टिव हो सकता हूं। सो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग कि हम सब लोगों को इस रिफ्रेशर कोर्स में ये जो एक टॉपिक रखा गया, हमारे डिस्कशन हुआ था, तो मैं यही कह रहा था कि हम लोगों को ये जरूर देखना पड़ेगा कि मैं ऑनलाइन टीचिंग का भी एक इफेक्टिव टीचर हूं। आई लव द ऑफलाइन टीचिंग, बट आई कैन टीच ऑनलाइन एज वेल। आई एम वेल इक्विप्ड विद दीज थिंग्स दैट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, that for that particular thing we have to prepare, especially when we talk about the traditional courses, MA, BA, इसमें अभी प्रॉब्लम बहुत ज्यादा आ रही है। अगर आप बात करें इंजीनियरिंग की, MBA की और जो प्रोफेशनल कोर्सेज हैं, उसमें ये टीचिंग बहुत ज्यादा इफेक्टिव हो गई है। लेकिन हमारे जो ट्रेडिशनल कोर्सेज है उनमें ये टीचिंग अभी उतनी इफेक्टिव नहीं हो पा रही है। मुझे लगता है कि हम सब लोगों को दोनों ही मोड में इफेक्टिव होना पड़ेगा, दोनों ही मोड में हम लोग को अपनी ताकत को बढ़ाना पड़ेगा, जिससे कि in future, whatever the situation is, we are able to survive, we are able to teach effectively, we are able to you can say that serve the nation, serve the students, so that the results will become more productive, efficient and effective. मुझे लगता है समय अभी यहाँ पर खत्म हो रहा है। आप लोगों को शायद अगले सेशन में कुछ प्रेजेंटेशन या कुछ भी वो भी देना है, so prepare for that. Best of luck. We will meet again. Maybe
sir, vote of thanks है अभी ना?
अच्छा vote of thanks sir कर दीजिए।
Sir, now it is a time to thanks our valuable resource person, Dr. Ashutosh Priya. Sir has interacted with us on very important topic, effective teaching skill and self-learning material, a need of online mode. Really, the session was most interactive and knowledgeable. Sir has started his lecture with the introduction of effective teaching, skill and self-learning material. In COVID-19 pandemic, the need of online mode teaching become need of every teacher and students, because only online teaching is one of the solution to impart education. Sir explained that online mode of teaching provide us a platform to us different online tools to communicate with each other. You also discuss about MOOC courses, applicability in education setup. Sir, you also explained the effectiveness of self-learning material and its various characteristics in detail. Sir, on behalf of Director, Coordinator of UGC HRDC, Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya, I share heartfelt gratitude to you. I would like to thank our course coordinator, Professor Nisha Dubey, for giving me this opportunity to moderate this session. Last but not least, I also thanks to all the participants for their cooperation throughout the session. Again, thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you.